Episode 8, season finale of Exandria Unlimited. Critical Role's little mini short season before they do season 3 of Critical Role. I can't wait for that. But now, this is the big season finale. This was so much fun to watch and have Aabriya really take in and take on so many cool things in this big finale. A lot of you guys have asked me questions in live streams about how do I end a campaign or how do I make fights more meaningful? Oh my gosh. Get your notepads out. There's a lot of really great stuff to break down in here and so many levels, some combat, some role play. Oh my God. We're just going to get into it. But first, spoiler alert it is episode 8. I'm getting into the whole thing. This is the end of everything. Again, if you don't watch these, if you haven't watched Exandria Unlimited, you can definitely take and learn bits from this without having to have watched the entire thing. So these are standalone videos here, but just you've been warned. And let me calm it down just a little bit and take it over to Comfy Coach before we get diving in here. Hey there, if you like these kind of videos and these little breakdowns I've been doing, it's really fun. It's a lot more relaxed and a little bit more conversational. I'm just now releasing to the public my second channel, Dungeon Coach Plays. It's super relaxed and chill, and I give you guys the behind the scenes on my dungeon mastering and actually me playing the game. Oh my goodness, I've wanted to do this for a long time. For a while, I was so busy with everything I couldn't even play the game, which is crazy. And I really, thanks to my patrons and everything, I've been able to bring on people and get a team of people to be able to do the monthly PDFs I do over on Patreon, be able to get some more resources. And I will only, as I get more and more support, and thank you again for all of that, I'm going to put it right back into the channel and this second channel to try and get you guys content. I want to do live plays. I want to show gameplay footage. I got ways to go before I can do all of that, but links down in the description for the second channel, Dungeon Coach Plays. I'm doing breakdowns of my campaigns behind the scenes. I got session 1, 2, 3. My patrons get early access by a month. They've been seeing this now for a month now, and they get access to the full playlist of every single thing. I upload videos anytime that I have something going on with the channel. I'm going to be doing weekly videos, and I'm growing this thing at some point. So if you're excited about that and want more content from me, the link down in the description, you can just click the subscribe button, turn on the bell so you're notified whenever I drop that video this Wednesday. And these are the videos I'm going to try and be dropping every single Wednesday. So enough of that. Let's dive into this season finale. Okay. Before I get too carried away and excited about this thing, I'm going to get into my first breakdown moment is going to be into the fight just a little bit. So the setup for this is there is one bad villain NPC female. She's wearing this purple robes and stuff. She's like a spellcaster type of character. And the battlefield here, oh my goodness, look at this thing. Look at this thing. This is literally like a face coming out of the ground, and this is a hand coming out of the ground. One of the players is on this. This thing is a monster of some kind. I won't actually, no, I will. It is Amy's warlock patron has been ripped from her and is trying to be brought into this world, and the villain is using the warlock's patron against them in this really crazy way. So the battlefield, as far as who they're fighting and stuff, there is the main villain, this layer action / huge monster that's like coming up out of the ground itself, and there's a couple of ad constructs left over from the fight before, because this is a back-to-back fight. That's another thing. I guess that's the first point here is this was a fight directly after another fight. This is the first point I'm going to talk about. Is a lot of times that players are at maximum capacity, they're at full capabilities, and they go into a fight, and it could be really hard, and you could challenge them and stuff, of course. But this was literally right after that fight from episode 7, immediately back into this. They did not have a long rest at all. They went right into it. So they are extremely taxed, and they're having to push themselves to the limit. So I really love seeing that. A lot of times when I'm thinking about how to end a campaign or end a story arc or something, I want to have the players at maximum strength. But seeing this, I really like how worn down they are, and they have to come up with how can we still win even with us being so worn down. So I thought that was very beautifully done as well, and that inspired me to kind of so sorry players. I'm going to be probably trying to dial it up and maybe hit them a little harder to wear them down before that big final fight, because I think it might feel more rewarding. I don't know. I'm going to play around with that. So now, let's dive in. We're starting things off here in this breakdown. About an hour in, the fight is going, and we have our first casualty, our first unconscious player, okay? Some big stuff happens here. You can see the battlefield right here. Look at this thing. Oh my God, there's like this, and it keeps growing. You'll see. But here we go. This is Robbie going unconscious.
For 9 points of force damage.
I did what you wanted. Oh my god.
And you watch as you hear her scream, and as Dorian is holding that single piece of residuum, looks up at her and then down at you as like purple black energy connects with his chest, pulses through him, and he falls back.
I have pool of healing.
Is it your turn right now?
No. Cool. But I can use it on my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
And her turn's next.
You fall unconscious. Opal, it's your turn.
Ooh, here we go. So we have an unconscious player. Amy just talked about, oh, I can heal him. This is a classic thing. You know, you definitely get him up, action economy. It's just something so simple as just 1 point of healing to get him back into the fight. Here we go, right? Okay, so now let's see what Amy does on her turn. Stress.
That was fast! Okay, so I'm gonna put the ring back on so I'm invisible again.
Magic item she has.
And I would like to see if I could connect with Ted at any point.
Ted is her warlock patron, which is the thing that I said is in the center of this whole thing that's they're kind of fighting now. She wants to talk to her warlock patron to be able to try and reach out and see if she can get control back of her. Ted is the name of her warlock patron, which is also her sister. So interesting dynamics there. But let's keep going.
Like psychically.
Okay. So putting the ring back on has to be an action or a bonus action. Trying to commune with Ted has to be an action or a bonus action.
Action economy.
Okay. How far is Murata from me?
Barad is the bad guy.
Earlier, so I would remember. About 100 feet.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. I'm really stupid.
You're not stupid. I'm just creating the problem of you have to decide what you do.
I know. No, I'm like Opal.
You're brilliant. This is great.
I'm saying like she's about to do something fucking dumb.
So what do you do?
I would like to use my action to Eldritch Blast Murata, who is currently under Hexblade's curse.
Yep.
So
that's just an additional damage that you do to her.
Yeah. Cool. But just reminding everyone.
So real quick mini timeout here. She has an action and a bonus action to try and do stuff. She wanted to talk to Ted. She wanted to put the ring back on and go back invisible. Again, magic item. But what about Robbie? What about Robbie?
Assuming you hit. Absolutely.
I know.
Oh, I'm not using my reactions enough. No, it doesn't work. She's not close enough. Never mind.
17.
17 misses.
Okay. So that is what is that? My action? Mm-hmm. I guess my bonus action would then be to put the ring back on.
Okay. And you were lifted to standing by Dorian, so you have access to your movement.
Okay.
I'm going to say you are still very heavy because you've got 4 of these in you,
yeah.
So your movement is halved.
Okay.
But you can move around.
Oh, fuck.
She also has these things that are impaled into her that she's been getting shot with and impaled by, which is restricting her character. So all she has to do is try and take them out. But again, action economy. She has to choose what she wants to do with all these things. So
I didn't use my pool of healing. Okay. I think can I reverse that and not put the ring back on and use my pool of healing to help? It's just so stupid. To help Dorian.
Roll a d20. Just roll a d20 for me.
Where's the spider bitch? Have her come back. I want to negotiate.
She's been waiting. Actually, you know what? No, because you didn't do what she asked. I don't care about the d20.
I mean,
you made your choice.
I didn't have a chance. I just got.
No, you were in his hands, and you didn't ask for the circlet. You made your choice.
Okay.
So, real quick thing on that of what's just some context there is Matt's character has the circlet, the crown of the Spider Queen. Amy's character wants to reach out and try and grab this crown and talk to the Spider Queen. She had a chance. Matt Mercer's character swooped in, grabbed Amy's character, right? So Matt and Amy are literally touching each other. She could have grabbed the crown right then, but she didn't, because this is, again, Aabriya is holding her to this. You got to be aware and you got to be thinking if you're going to do this or not, you have to go for it, right? So she's really holding her foot to the fire here and be like, no, you had the chance to take the crown. You had the chance to call upon the Spider Queen, which is granting a lot of powers, which we'll get into that in a second. But she didn't take the chance and she's holding her accountable to it.
So what do I do now?
Nothing. You're done unless you use your movement.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't apologize.
To him.
Oh, yeah, you should apologize to him.
I can't hear you. I'm
He's
unconscious.
You can't hear Dariak screaming.
But I am.
Dorian!
But I am invisible, yes? Because I did finish that movement.
Yep,
Okay.
you are
Or
invisible.
whatever. Okay.
Oh, okay. See, so she wanted to reverse. She wanted to retcon. She wanted to go back and heal, but Aabriya said no. Like she held her foot to the fire. So normally Aabriya is very generous DM, very open and accommodating, all that kind of stuff. She said no. She put her foot down. This is the finals. This is a lot of stuff going on. What you say counts. Like, be ready. Here we go. So I think that adds to the tension. And I don't know what Aabriya is doing on purpose or not, but I think it really adds to the tension and really keeps there's an unconscious player. This is not good. This is not good. Let's keep going. And right when I went back into it, this happened, which is perfect for what everything I was just saying.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Taking that BDSM outfit pretty seriously.
I'm just saying, finale, and if you didn't feel the stakes, then what kind of GM would I be?
Right?
Yeah.
If you didn't feel the stakes, then what kind of GM would I be? I love it. Okay, now we'll keep going. Okay, right now, this is Liam's time to shine. Oh my God, was this amazing. He is locked up with Murata, the big villain of this whole thing. She's behind him with a dagger on his throat, and they're kind of tangled up on a little bit of a higher area up here. And just so high place, they're tangled up. She's got a dagger to him. Time out. As I'm watching this, I remember that there are 2 other enemies involved with this whole thing. As part of the ads of all this kind of stuff of what's going on besides Murata, who's the main villain. Liam is not attacking Murata, the main villain, the dagger to the back of the neck. This is another one of the NPCs, one of her minion type situations of an assassin that has a dagger to the throat of Liam's character. That is who he's attacking in this. Murata gets taken care of later. He's a Battlemaster fighter, and he's doing this little maneuver here. Here we go.
I'm doing a pushing attack, so she's got to make a strength save.
He landed the hit with a 17 or a 19.
Natural 2 is not going to do it.
Okay, so that means she's
Can I
going.
add less?
Nah.
No, not for me. Okay.
That's
That's fine. That's fine.
Took out Dorian. I'm just.
Okay.
He's got 2 bardic inspirations. He could always give you one.
That would be so nice.
So here's what happens. She takes 8 points of damage, and because she failed, she's going off the edge. I'm going to use my movement to run after her and jump, and as I'm falling, I pull the dagger out of my own shoulder, and a bonus action will do another battle maneuver, toss, and throw the dagger at her as I'm falling on top of her.
No, shut up. Roll this with advantage because that's incredibly cool.
So literally, he has a dagger stabbed into the top of his shoulder, and as he shoves her back, he jumps after her, takes it off, and throw. What? I just got chills. Just re-describing what I just listened to. Everyone at the table. Look at Matt. Look at Matt. He's like, oh, that's my boy. Let's go. So cool.
Natural 20.
Let's go!
I forgot about the natural 20. Look at Aabriya.
Okay, so that is
Loving it.
4, 6, 8 plus the superiority die.
Here's the D&D math in it happening.
Oh wait, minus the 12, double 24 plus 4 is 28. Did I do that right? Yeah, because of the superiority die, which I rolled an 8 out of 8 on, so that is a 28 total.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And then I land on her.
Look, this is like candy for a DM, but you're also a DM, so you explain to me, how do you want to do this?
All right, so the first attack, I just jam it into her sternum and push her off, and she goes, and I don't stop moving. I just sail off the end, yank it off, and it flips up in my hand, and I chuck it, and it goes right in, right in at the throat, between the collarbone and the throat, and as I land,
Do it.
Sure. My heel comes down on it and pins her into the ground. And then I spring off and land next to her.
That is.
And as you stand up from springing off, you just see the as the entire this whole structure lands behind you and sends up a big cloud of purple colored dust and debris and arcane fuckery in the air. That was incredibly cool! Yeah! Okay, cool. I'm sweaty. That was very fun.
He's our little murder man!
That was so awesome. Just take like players, look how much you can add to the combats, right? So sometimes dungeon masters stress out about like, oh, my combats are, but like, look at all of it is a lot on the dungeon master. I'm not trying to take away from that, but look at what players can add to combats to make them so memorable and crazy. And the dice for having the natural 20, the dice telling the story. Props to the dice too. Now for this one, this might be my favorite part of this entire thing. We're about to get into Aabriya role-playing the Spider Queen with Ashley's character. But the coolest thing here in this combat, this entire campaign, 7 episodes leading to this 8th episode, they've had this crown. The Spider Queen has been taunting all of them to try and put it on. Each of them, everyone but Liam's character. Liam's character has been the only one that has stayed true as his character would. But all the other players have had these, they've been flirting with it. They've been interacting with the Spider Queen in some ways. And Fern is about to think about giving in. She's been taunting them each time they go around. This is a big moment. This is a big moment. Big, huge tip. Maybe the hugest tip of this episode, this breakdown of mine, is she's taunting them, and there's an entire mechanic that she's dangling in front of them like a little carrot, saying, if you want to do this, if you promise the Spider Queen that you will do what she wants you to do, you can be stronger. You can gain a bonus effect. You can do this. She's granted other things to other players that allow them to do something if they give in to the Spider Queen. So it's this fight that she's put them up against in a back-to-back fight that she is pushing them to the limits, and as she pushes them to the limits is dangling a Spider Queen promise, a evil cursed type offer to them for power. How amazing is that? I just got chills again. That is so absolutely brilliant. I love it so much, and I'm going to find a way to do this in some campaign of mine. But that offer, she's pushing the limits and offering at the same time, challenging the players in a role play in the middle of a combat. By the way, in the dead middle of combat, they have these role play decisions of like, do I do this? Do I give into this? Is it worth the fight? Is it worth me taking this on now to be able to succeed in this moment here? Because things are bad. Things are not looking good. Oh my God, it's absolutely brilliant. So here we go.
You're not like the other ones, scared and weak. You're strong. Prove it.
Look at what they get.
Just like,
Deep within your heart, like I'll say here, if you like sort of spiritually commit to this, I'll let you roll the damage dice again, not to replace, to add.
Double damage.
You don't have to.
boy.
You can feel it, that like little mote of dark possibility. Like, you know when you drink lemonade when you're laughing and you get that little like that
yes.
cramp, you feel it, it makes you reflexively want to
What a
bite
great
down, but you
description.
can't yet, but you could. If you wanted to.
I'm just going to growl and hold where I'm at and not take extra, even though I'm just tasting the blood, and it would feel so nice to just finish it. But I'm not going to do it yet.
Okay.
Gosh, I feel that. Like, you look at Aabriya and she's there. She is role-playing the Spider Queen so well as well. And she's offering this. All she has to do is agree. How easy is that? Just agree that she'll do do what I ask it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. It keeps coming into play too. So let's keep going. Okay, next part here is an interesting part that I want to do some math breakdown on, because I don't know what's going on. But I did forget to say, as far as the ads of the setup, this whole thing, Murata, the main villain, had 2 extra side minions or whatever. One of them had some magical capabilities as well. Liam dispatched of the other one. So I got a little turned around with that, but now it's this spellcaster's turn. That is Fern, which is a direwolf. She's in direwolf form, and she's has him in his mouth. They're about to cast a spell. Let's see.
He reaches out weakly. You feel the temperature drop around you. One of his hands clamps onto your muzzle, not trying to free himself from your grasp, to hold you there. Here for this as he hits you with a cone of cold.
Look at Matt.
All of you are going to take 14 points
Okay.
of cold damage. I rolled incredibly low on 8d8.
8d8?
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
like a party wiping.
We heard the sound. Well, who all is this attack hitting?
So this is interesting to me because you roll 8d8. These players are level 3 or no, 4. I think they leveled up to level 4 by the end of this thing. That's a party killer right there. Cone of Cold, 8d8. 8d8 on average. 8d8 on average, I think, is 36 damage, right? So 36 damage on average would absolutely obliterate and straight up kill a lot of this party. So to roll 14 damage is like a third below average or so, which is a lot. So I don't know what happened. This is the part that I was like, I don't know. This stuck out to me as a like that's really bad luck. Like if you roll 8d8 and they all land on 1, that's 8 damage. She rolled 14, right? I feel like I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying she's fudging numbers, but here's my intervention because I have no idea. I would love to get the behind the scenes on this or whatever. But I think another thing that Aabriya says, she says, I rolled really low on 8d8, right? I might not have said that. I might have like this whole fight, you have to scale things, right? So many times I have cast Cone of Cold, like the Cone of Cold spell, but I don't roll 8d8 for it, right? As a dungeon master, I know how to balance my fights and stuff, so I'm going to give the appropriate amount to whatever spell I want. If I'm casting stuff, I don't have to use, like, again, the spells are a guideline for what I want, and if I want to throw a fireball at my players at level 1, sure, but I'm not going to have it be 8d6, you know? If I'm going to do a Cone of Cold, I'm not going to have it be 8d8, I'm going to scale it down, okay? It's 4d8, whatever, 3d8, I don't know. Scale things down. So when she goes Cone of Cold, which has this, like, you saw Matt's reaction to it, like, they should be dead. So I thought that was a really interesting moment here. And then I was like, okay, and as I'm watching it, I remember having the thought of like, oh, okay, she cast Cone of Cold, but it had to have been a scaled down version for it to be 14. Like mathematically, the odds, that's crazy. But then she's like, I rolled really low on 8d8. I'm like, okay, interesting. I don't know. So I don't know if she actually had an 8d8. So that's, again, gray areas. I don't know. But for a dungeon master note here, scale the dice around to fit, because if this was truly 8d8, you could have, at the high end, would be 80 damage. So it's insane, right? Which would instantly kill something. So this spell kind of came out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, wow, if this spell actually went off. So I don't know if she had put it down and then on the fly was like, oh, wow, I have to do something. This is way too strong. I need to nerf this thing. And then maybe she rolled 28 and then halved it or something. I don't know. But this was a moment that stuck out to me that I just wanted to point out. But Dungeon Masters, be ready to adapt and move your combats and be able to scale down your combats if you need to match whatever your combat is. All right, things are looking pretty rough. Ferns, familiar monkey just went down. He just went unconscious. Amy, you can see her right there. She's wrestling with some stuff and she really wants to reach out to Ted. Let's see what happens.
Can I talk to Opal? I mean, to Ted, even though it's
Her
not my
warlock
turn.
patron.
Make an Arcana check.
Fuck. I'm rolling like shit too.
Anything you can do about it?
Inspiration is the thing
inspiration?
where she's mentioned.
Yes. No, I used it
How badly?
very badly. The number one thing I want to do.
You hear the skittering once more. How long will you make me wait? I will help. But your opportunity. And you feel your attention pulled towards Dorian. Dariax. 100 feet away.
Well, I had this idea, but it wasn't my turn. That maybe when he dropped me so rudely, I might have grabbed the bag.
We'll see on your turn, but as of right now, that is not necessarily true.
Okay, I'm just
We'll
saying.
cut
It
back.
might be
That's
fun. I'm just saying.
real spicy.
It's real spicy, but interesting.
It could be interesting. We'll see. But
So it's an interesting move by Aabriya. Amy said again, she did not grab the crown. We talked about this a second ago. If you want to do this thing, you have to say it in the moment, because now she's losing not credibility, but she didn't say it when the time was there, but she's saying like, I wanted to grab the bag whenever that moment happened a while ago. Ooh, did you though? I don't know. I totally see where Aabriya's going with this, and I would honestly do the same thing about, let's have the dice see what's going on. Not yet. We'll see. Maybe. maybe. Let's let things play out. When we get to your turn, we'll see how it goes. So I absolutely love that. Let's get to that. But let me say this: Amy is a brand new player. This is the first time she's played D&D, and this campaign is really not centered around her, but there's a large tone that she is involved heavily in. Her literal, like, look at this. This is her warlock patron, aka her sister, who she's had multiple interactions with. She lost her powers at one point. She got kidnapped at one point. She has a ring that she's trying to protect herself with, and she's having to choose between all these different action economy stuff. So she's being pressed on this, and I'm impressed with Amy being a new player, dealing with all of this stuff, having this healing pool that she can heal another player with, and all this other stuff, right? So it's a lot, and the whole group does a good job of navigating these new players, like I've said in the other times in these past breakdowns. Here we go. A couple turns went by, and now it's Opal's turn. All of that debating back and forth led to this.
Opal, you're up.
So did you want to try to boost the bag off of Dariax?
I mean, what is it going to cost me?
An action!
No. No.
Don't understand.
I mean, yes? Yes?
Whatever you want to do.
That's whatever you want to do.
In the story. What do you want to do in the story?
Oh, man, I want to see my sister.
So in this moment, what do you care about more?
Saving my sister.
Okay.
But I do know for a fact my bonus action is to give a hit point to Dorian.
The one? Just the one?
I was advising that as bringing up from unconscious, like an EMT.
Okay, so let me think that again.
So again, this is playing back a couple. That's why I showed the thing from before. She, on her turn, she should have, or it would have been more optimal to, or whatever, instead of shooting an Eldritch Blast at the person, to bring back up Dorian, another player in action, another, saving him from death, keeping him in the fight, all that kind of stuff. But she chose to do other things. Now she, probably from some table talk around and from other things that were going on, she's like, I want to do the healing point to him now. Okay, but the things changed. He's already back up. Matt already brought him back up. So now that's a little different. So the turn gets a little clunky, but that's fine because she has so many options right now. Amy's a brand new player, and she is pushed to the limit here in lots of different ways, with the ring or with the her warlock patron person in the middle of this whole thing. So she has a lot of stuff going on that she's being pushed on, but I think she handles it really well. Fast forwarding now through a little bit of back and forth, she was able to talk with her sister and have this little emotional role play moment, and now she has one more action left to do. Let's see what she does with it.
I want to swipe the bag.
Make we'll call this a sleight of hand check with disadvantage. And then before you roll, I'm going to set the DC. The DC is a 14.
So I would love to know what she rolled for that just now. I would love to know what she rolled to come up with a DC by rolling dice. I've never seen that done. I've never done that before. Set a DC by rolling dice. Now, I guess I have done that before with contests, or somebody makes a certain check and you have to beat it. So, but it sounds like she rolled multiple dice. So I don't know what just happened there. I would love, if y'all know in the comments, Aabriya, if you want to send me a message on Discord, you can join my Discord. Links in the description. Anyway, I would love to know what that was, but she set the DC and now she's got to beat it. Here we go.
If you roll a 14 or higher, you grabbed the bag. If you didn't, it's still on Dariax.
Disadvantage.
And he is so far away.
I didn't grab the bag. It's a 5.
You sort of flex your hands reflexively and look at the moment that could have been. And you hear a low moan in the back of your mind as your sister feels that same loss, that opportunity there with you. And you feel the tethers now in your shoulders and your thighs, that they are connected to her still. And it hurts, but it's still there. But you have so much fight left in you.
But action economy.
All right.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Sometimes whenever you have that gut punching loss, like, you got to be able to, as a dungeon master, like, describe and give them this beautiful little moment that she gave Amy to kind of take some of that edge off. That was awesome. All right, as we reach the closer and closer to the end of this thing, again, Amy's in the center of all of this with her character, of what her decisions are, and you're going to see in a second here why that's so huge. But Murata's now used the other players as a body, as a shield between it, and she's having to decide what to do. And she says she's going to make an Eldritch Blast attack at her. Her armor class is up. And right before she does that, though, right after she says she's going to attack.
I got you, buddy.
Before you do that, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Intervention on the Spider Queen.
16.
Why are you hesitating?
Because you have given me no assurances about anything. You just want me to put this fucking crown on and you can still kill, and my
I
friends can
want
still
you to
die.
hold your power.
But I don't want power. I want to save my friends, bitch. So give me that option and I'll put it on.
What do you think it's going to take?
I don't know. What do you mean? What?
You want the power to save your
I
friends.
don't want the power. I just want to save my friends.
Then fine. Take the shot. Try not to kill them. See what I care. Fucking coward.
Don't kill us.
Her AC has gone up significantly because she has got cover behind.
Still.
AC got up?
Yeah, dog.
Roll good.
Roll good. Roll good or wear a hat.
Your choice. Your choice.
What do you want in this moment? Do you want to confirm the kill?
Yes.
Then put on the hat.
I love it.
Y'all have walked around with a
tough.
fucking vestige
can't
for a
hear-
full campaign. I would be remiss if I didn't do everything in my power to get you to put it on. See what it's like. I bet it's great. Do what you want to do. I'm done talking to you. Make a choice.
Okay, sorry. Can I talk to the spider bitch again?
I would prefer if you didn't call me that, but hello.
If I put this on,
Yeah.
will I guarantee kill her? What do I get?
Make a persuasion check.
It's an 8.
Sure. I'll kill her. I'll make sure you finish the job.
So right there, this is a little, and this is such a great moment. In the same way that Aabriya asked her, like, "Oh, make a wisdom saving throw to see if the Spider Queen talked to her," I might not have asked for that roll. Just talk to her, because you've already talked to her before, and this is just a time to talk to her. She's established it's the Spider Queen. Like, she's established that she can talk to these players at will, basically. Like, so that totally, because if she rolled, I guess, really low or too high, 16 is not too bad of a roll. So if she rolled a natural 20, like, what would that mean? You know, so I would, again, caution Dungeon Masters, don't ask for rolls that you don't want. And right here, she asked, make a persuasion check, gets an 8, you know, but then there's always failing forward, and that is a very good thing to understand, you know. So with this 8, maybe she's going to be like, okay, I'm going to make a deal with her, but maybe it's not as good of a deal. So I might have just been like, what do you do it? Yeah, I'll kill her, you know, and like keep diving into this whole bartering system that she has with the Spider Queen. So, oh my God, I love this so much. And I think my favorite thing of this entire episode is Aabriya doing this baiting back and forth with taunting the players to do this thing. I love it so much.
If you don't trust yourself, trust me.
I don't trust you.
I have seen things that you can't even imagine. I was here when the earth was ripped from the plains and formed into this. I have fought gods and heroes. I am older than time. I can kill one bitch. Just trust me. Trust yourself.
I don't trust you.
Then you've already lost. You have to believe in something.
I believe in my sister.
She's barely your sister at this point.
No, she's not. She's fully my sister.
Then you should do whatever it takes to save her.
Okay, so I know as a player that this is fucking stupid.
I'm having a very good time. I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons very much.
Oh gosh, I love this so much because, like, another aside to this whole thing, they're in the middle of combat. Look at all of this role play that's going on in the middle of combat. Sometimes people say, like, oh, combats drag on, oh, combats take too long. But I think combat's taking a long time if you intermix this type of stuff. Or in the previous episode 7, where she intermixed puzzles into combat, it makes combats feel less of a drag and more engaging. Because look at the other players, they get to watch. Look, you can even just see this random snippet I have of all of this varying emotions across this roller coaster that's happening during combat, and then you're back into the combat, and then back into this. So let's finish this thing off.
I'm like trying to like get a telepathic message.
I don't know what I would do.
There's no wrong choices.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Not really. The story goes on regardless.
Okay,
This is important. I'm going to go back. Liam and Matt have a great point here, and I want to interject this in the middle of all of
I'm
this.
like
So
trying
watch.
to like get a telepathic
She doesn't want to make
message.
a
I don't know what I would
mistake.
There's no wrong choices.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Not really. The
There's
story
no-
goes on
yeah.
regardless.
Okay,
All
I
choices
wrong
lead to an
choices.
interesting story.
Okay, I really
All choices lead to interesting stories. Great job, Liam and Matt. Oh my God, so beautiful.
think that Opal has spent so long trying to get away from Ted, and now all she wants is for Ted to be safe, and she's gonna put it on.
Oh boy.
I'm into it.
You grab the crown.
Yeah.
And you hold it over your head, and before you can finish, because you're still even in that last second hesitating, you feel the thorns get a little longer and reach and touch your scalp and begin to bury themselves into your scalp. You feel the fresh flow of blood, and as you see a little bit of it drip off of your eyelash over your eye, it's so dark, black, sticky, thick. And you don't feel the pain of it. You only feel a surge of energy. Please take the effect of a long rest. Your hit points come back up, your spell slots come back. And I need you to describe to me, what does Ted look like?
Now?
Look at that. I know that was a lot on this, but it was such an important thing of this spider, this 8 episodes in, this crown back and forth, and finally it gets put on to end the thing. But is it worth it? Was it with the balance of it, all the decisions? And Ashley interjected. She's like, I don't know what I would do. Like, I have chills right now thinking about this. Can you see that on the camera? I don't know. Can you see the yeah, you can see the goosebumps. Like, I got goosebumps now just talking about this stuff. It's so awesome. This entire thing was so awesome. So in this finale, I got so excited with everything, but I want to bring it back down to show this, how you end a campaign, how you end, even if it's a mini campaign, how beautiful this moment is that they end on, that we'll end on here with this. And I'll start up more of these, and whether it's a little one shots I do, whatever, but this is how she ends it, right? After all of this big combat with Amy's character, ending everything with the crown being put on, everyone else then after that, between then and now, this is a fast forward to the end, they had this really cool moment where they could try and help her to get it off of her, be able to help her with it, and get her to be okay, and be able to deal with this, curse of the Spider Queen. This is where she ends the whole thing off. I'll just let it be.
We end.
No.
But this isn't the end. There really aren't any endings here. The world keeps going, and your story keeps going. And this is just the beginning of a new and glorious story for you all. But it is a story for another time. And as the sun sinks away, you all are walking into your proverbial sunset. So my last question for you, and I didn't think I was gonna cry, but what direction are you all walking in? And with whom?
Beautiful. Like, give it to your players at the end to let them be able to send off their own character, the one they were playing this entire time. As the dungeon masters, we're everything, we're the world, but these players played one thing this whole time, one character, one arc this whole time, and to give them that final moment to send their own character off into the sunset is beautiful. And like, you can see how emotional everybody is. Matt still has his hand on his chest, like, look at Amy, or look at Ashley, like, it's so beautifully done. And they all each get to describe, whether it's together or apart, what they go do, and end with the tone of what that character's potential is. And it's not over. The character didn't have to die in a blaze of glory or do some specific thing, or like, what are they doing? And give the players that opportunity to say what they're doing. There is the full breakdown of Exandria Unlimited Critical Roles mini season. I have absolutely loved doing this. Thank you to all of you who have made this into a thing and have gotten behind this and really loved it. Y'all loved the first one. A lot of the other ones kind of started blowing up in some ways, and I see and I love that you like these as well. I'm going to continue doing these now. After this, I'm going to kind of see what the spreadsheet I've had from all the different comments that we've gotten on this. This is the finale, and I want to do other things, other little one-shots from other channels, other things from people I've never seen before, and I'm always going to make sure it's with context, and I'm going to be watching it too under the same idea. I don't care about whatever episodes they are, but it was really awesome, and the first time I did this, I really did want to follow along in a series type situation, and these are the types of things I'd love to do more once I have more time and can do more things from all the different support on Patreon and other stuff like that, to where I can eventually do this full time to be able to make more of these videos and more content and breakdowns of different things y'all want to see, instead of having to alternate them and weave them into normal videos and stuff. So I've absolutely loved this. It's so cool to see. I'm still looking at it right now. Look at Matt. He's so sad. He's so sad. And Liam has a big deep breath. Oh man, and then Aabriya started cracking it out too. Like, oh, it's just this game is amazing. All of us know, if you've played any sort of sessions of D&D, we know what this thing can do, and it's really cool to travel to the end with them on this and with you on this. So until next time, stay creative, think outside that box. Peace.